Hey guys, if you are doing these in order, it is Wednesday, 4/22, and it is day 2 of Irony. Tried something new this week. I think you probably have seen by now where I posted all of the Irony lessons together on Tuesday so that you could choose to knock ELA all out at one time, or do it day by day. So if you're doing it day by day, it is now Wednesday, the 22nd. If you are doing this all on Tuesday, yay for you, and I'm excited. That being said, like I mentioned with yesterday's lesson, warm-up's going to be a fix work. Our aim for this week is Kipsters will be able to identify different types of irony based on text. Hopefully you are listening as you work. Notes, irony is the difference between what someone would reasonably expect to happen and what actually does happen. So situational irony is when a person or a character's efforts produce the opposite results of what is expected. Verbal irony, my favorite type is sarcasm, is the contrast between what is said and what is actually meant by a character. And dramatic irony, when the audience knows something that the characters do not. Go ahead and complete the check for understanding with the drop downs. Select the type of irony that meets description 1 when the reader knows something about the plot that the characters do not. Select the type of irony that matches with this description when the characters' actions create opposite results of their expectations. Select the type of irony with this description when there is a difference between what is said and what is actually meant. Miss Gratz's example. Again, who doesn't love easy points on their classwork? So, situation. It is snowing outside. Miss Gratz says, "I'm so excited for my 4-mile run today." Yep, that's how I felt. Well, when you're watching this, it was like a week and a day ago, so like 8 days ago, but for me it was yesterday. I walked downstairs and I saw all the snow and I was like, oh, I gotta go for my long run today. Anyway, so what type of irony is that? Is it dramatic? Did I not know something that the audience knew? No, that's not the case. Is it situational where my efforts produce something opposite? I don't control the weather, so my efforts didn't produce anything. So it is verbal because I was being sarcastic. It was the opposite of what I meant. I was really not excited to go run in the snow. So verbal irony, go ahead and select that. Next situation, a character mocks his friend for misplacing his wallet, but does not realize he has also misplaced his wallet. What type of irony is the situation above? The character mocks his friend for misplacing his wallet, but doesn't know that he's also misplaced his. So he's giving his friend a hard time, but he doesn't know about something. This one's a little bit tricky because it doesn't say, oh, the audience knew that that character had lost his wallet, but we know that he lost his wallet and he does not know, and we are the audience because we are reading it. Therefore, dramatic irony. Situation, when a teacher fails their own quiz. What? So a teacher, you would reasonably expect that their efforts as an educator to know information and have content knowledge would mean that they would not fail their own quiz, but then they fail their own quiz anyways because they don't really know what they're talking about. That's not me, obviously. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to irony. So it is situational because the character's efforts, being a teacher, produce the opposite result. They failed a quiz. So go ahead and select situational irony for that one. Now it's your turn. Is it ironic questions like yesterday? Decide if it's ironic, explain, and then there are situational ones. It's now switching into a part A and B. It's not anything that you're incapable of asking. It'll give the situation and then it'll ask you multiple choice to select a statement rather than you explaining why it's ironic and then identify the type of irony like we've been doing in the part B. Reading skills, same story as yesterday, but this time it's talking about some suspense, the literary element. I've kind of given it away at this point, and then describe that literary element and identify things about it. And then your Lexia is normal. If you would like to hear me read the story, go ahead and keep your video playing and then wait to hit next to go to the reading skills page. If you don't want to hear me read it, hit next and go to the reading skills page once you have your questions done. The story is baby proofing. It was a big day in the Higgins household. Little Timmy started to crawl. Carolyn and Tom Higgins were certain that their little guy was a genius. He seemed to crawl at an unprecedented speed. It was during one of his crawling adventures that the Higgins looked at each other and realized that they had better baby-proof the home. Instantly, they grabbed a collection of plug protectors and started to install them in every outlet. Since they were warriors, they had plenty of leftover plug covers. Next, they installed squishy corner protectors on the edges of all tables. They put up gates at each entryway. Next, they moved all potential hazardous substances to a high cabinet and attached a child safety lock to the cupboard. It was then that Carol and Tom were tying up the drapery strings, and they heard little Timmy coughing. Quickly, they ran over, and they saw that he was nearly choking on one of the extra outlet covers. Oh no, Timmy! One of the extra outlet covers that they had put aside. Answer the 4 questions about the reading skills within there. Complete your Lexia and hit submit for the day. And have a great day, guys.